Should I think it'd be appropriate?
That's where for work.
I'll try.
You have to wear black trousers, don't you? You can't wear chinos at work, can you? Anyway?
Not chinos. Could get away with black shorts, I reckon. Nice thing. It's too hot.
Not in a food area.
Why not?
Yeah, you mind, mate. It's dangerous. You could drop a knife on your leg. All kinds.
Well, because
Yeah,
trousers guard against knives, do they?
Yeah, they do, mate.
As long as I had closed shoes on, it'll be fine.
Are you chatting shit? Are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Okay, just perfecting this intro. Don't be turning me on just yet.
I'm gonna edit the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I always leave this little bit on her face.
Oh yeah. You know the link. It's always a link.
That's all I know. Ready for looking good.
It's always a link.
It's all under 5'8". Yeah.
Easy 5'10".
Nice.
5 out of 10 more like, mate.
5 out of 10.
Absolutely winning that. Yeah,
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10, you dick.
Oh, right, sorry.
And that was being generous.
Take back
What's
a
the power on that?
We're grand. Whoa, it is another hot week here in the UK. It's another hot pod coming to you here from the Collapsing Pockets, brought to you by Royal Flush Designs. My name is Rob Ward. You can always call me Wardy, and overcome, I'm sure we all are, listeners, with World Cup fever. And I am joined in the studio / pub office with the Germany of the NFL UK world, Simon Carroll. How are you, sir?
Not too bad, mate, I like that.
This juggernaut, this up until recently unstoppable force. I'm also joined by our very own version of Panama. I am joined by Sam Aykroyd. Although in fairness, Sam, you would envy some of those skills when the Panamanians were showing on Sunday afternoon.
Just got the goal, didn't they?
Exactly.
He's not that kind of thug. He's not got that in his locker.
I think you'd be more of a Ramos than a Panamanian.
Right.
Panamanians
You're
right in
more
your
of a
face.
Pepe.
Yeah. You'd see him going down.
Well,
Let's set the better perhaps on that one.
no, I think that's very unfair.
Yeah.
I'm not actually touts on the football pitch at all.
This feeds us nicely into a theme of a feature. Excuse me. Today's feature we're going to do later, folks.
We're all on the bandwagon.
We are comparing NFL teams to World Cup nations. So Sam, you don't like Panama?
Right,
What would you
I've got nothing against Panama.
No, you're not in comparison
It's
with
not you said in the
Panama.
pub, mate. You said you fucking hated him.
That's not true at all.
But what would your World
Don't
Cup
tell them where they could
comparison
chuck
be?
the rats.
Panamofos, you call them.
So you can take your hats, take all your canals, stick them in a bin.
Yeah. There you go.
We'll do nothing with them.
How proud we were. So what would your comparison be? Who would you be? What World Cup team would you be then if you're not Panama?
Scotland. That's fair.
It is bang on fair.
So many.
Couldn't be more fair.
Just so many reasons why it's fair. Well, we had fun, didn't we, on Sunday? For those of you who follow us on Twitter, at Pocket Crumble Site.
That's it.
We never had too many followers.
Claps and Pocket didn't exist, did it? Or was it too many letters or something?
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah, literally one too many characters. Frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think that affects our following though, Sam, when your handle isn't the same as your the name of the actual podcast?
Well, it can't help, can it?
No, probably not.
But yeah, Sunday.
Yeah, it was like England's
out we went.
greatest ever World Cup victory.
Yes,
Kind of.
absolutely.
How you look at
It
it.
definitely was.
Absolutely.
In terms of numbers it was, perhaps not in terms of what it was accounted for.
And what did we think? We thought that...
Well, my overriding thought for 90 minutes was, it's coming out.
Yes, it was, and not just you, Sam. No, you weren't the only one in that pub. I was reminded why I tend to avoid pubs in the baking hot English sun and lads drinking beer.
Well, there was quite a few hipsters in there.
There was a few hipsters in
We
there.
saw the
weren't there?
Nigerian shirt, we saw
But it,
1990s throwback throwback.
there was,
The
wasn't
sky
there?
blue one.
Yeah,
That was nice.
there were some hipsters in that pub. Like.
There were
It
hipsters.
wasn't just.
There was
it
a
wasn't
few.
just a UKIP.
You're giving too much credit, mate. Nowadays, if you go to any like sports shop on the right, you can get all these retro kits, 20 quid.
This is true. I suppose it was a bit more Euro '96 vibe than it was UKIP 2016 vibe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was that one fella who
Chap in the cap.
Chap in the cap. You may have seen this on Twitter, folks. He was getting very carried away, wasn't he, Sam?
He was enjoying himself.
Enjoying himself.
Sunny day.
He was, but it was
He
just...
wasn't
it was
enjoying
the
himself.
venom.
He was
It the
trying
venom
to
with
make
the-
everybody else enjoy themselves. One of those people who just couldn't
Yeah.
understand why nobody else.
But what
was
happened, Si, when you so set the scene for you folks. Half time, our Si, he crams
Full time.
He crams himself. You said 6 blokes at a 3-person trough.
Yeah, having a piss.
So you're having a sword. Well, you're having a sword fight. I'm assuming you're having a sword
Yes,
fight.
Don't cross the streams.
No, but you know it is quite compact in there. But anyway,
It was, people just bowled it in.
in you go.
Throwing in meat left, right and centre. All I could hear was this lad shouting behind us, no one was getting involved, turned around, shapping the cat. I was like, oh, here we go, this is going to be fun.
Here he is.
Why is it not? Where's the passion, lads?
Where's the passion, lads? Got no
All of a
passion.
sudden, I hear this slapping. Vindaloo coming from behind me, turned around. Turns out passion is best translated nowadays as, 12 or 13 lads in a bathroom, 6 of which are pissing, whilst one's slapping the shit out of a condom machine to Vindaloo.
No. Did anything come out?
I hastily retreated, got outside quickly.
I like this about England fans. It's my favourite thing about the way that it's like, where's the passion? Where?
Yeah.
We just need more passion. It's like,
Yeah.
as if everyone else hasn't worked it out. Like, trying hard at football gets results.
Exactly.
Well, if we each have a bit of passion, we'll be there.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's all we're lacking.
But also, mate, good luck to you. So you support Southend United. You don't get a chance to show much, but this is your big day out, isn't it? It's the typical thing with England fans. That's the big day out. Whereas us in this room, we've got roots to.
No, not all.
Slightly more historic. Well, one or two of us have roots to slightly more historic, bigger named teams in this country.
I take affront to the fact that you questioned my passion. I was cheering every goal. I was excited. I was enjoying myself. I had plenty of beer.
We had a laugh. We had a laugh. We enjoyed it. Good to watch.
If we get to belittling club teams, mine was the last at Wembley. So.
Oh, I whenever I refer to you like that, I would put you in the City bracket.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's Halifax Town.
Well, it's not.
Big trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won then as well. Beat Grimsby stuff for them.
Did that mean more to you than City winning the league?
A lot more.
Yeah. Oh, fair.
But yeah, you scored the goals.
Halifax Town.
Vardy?
1-0. No.
There was a nice moment, Sam, was there not? Well, when Jamie Vardy came on.
Jamie Vardy coming out. Well,
Tell us why.
Well, a lot of people probably won't know about
Teary-eyed.
Jamie Vardy.
Polished his
But,
glasses.
He learned his trade at the Shea, Halifax Town, FC Halifax Town. And there's
Not to be confused with Halifax Town FC or AFC Halifax.
Or Shea Given.
Or any of the other iterations.
Well, Halifax Town FC are a different club because we went out of business.
Well, there's 2 clubs in
Start
Halifax.
again. No, there's one.
Oh.
We went under in 2006.
Okay.
Came back as FC Halifax Town.
Yeah.
Started again in the 8th year. I think the 7th year was when Jamie Vardy was with us for a season. Banged 27 goals, I think it was that year.
You were worse than that when you went bankrupt. You were about 12, weren't you?
There's only 10.
Well, alright then.
So on his meteoric rise, he was at Halifax for a season before Fleetwood and then Leicester. And it always made it genuinely still now quite a cynical 30-something. I still get
cynical 5'8", 35-year-old.
I still not yet, not a week or so away. I still feel like a bit of a tingle. It feels a bit magical watching Jamie Vardy like putting on English shirt, scoring goals for England. This is a guy who you've seen slogging it against a load of pub team basically.
Yeah.
So it's so magical.
Magic the World Cup.
Yeah. I know a lot of people doubt a lot of time for Jamie Vardy.
Is it as good as the Iran goalkeeper who kept on the streets and had to move into Tehran to achieve becoming a footballer and a goalkeeper and went to the World Cup and saved the penalty from Ronaldo?
About 40 years old, when he is.
No, it's the young lad. It's the young lad. No, you're talking about the Egyptian keeper.
The Egyptian keeper's
45.
The oldest player ever to play the World Cup.
There's hope for Torello as yet.
Yeah, there's better stories from around the world, I suppose, but in terms of English football,
Like that.
you don't see that too much, do you?
No, you don't see that stuff. No.
We'll give you that one.
And we will be discussing the World Cup a little bit later on, with in our bi-weekly feature, as we'll call it now. But we're not happy, are we, Si?
Live with me.
We're not happy at all because a lot of creative energy, Sam, goes into creating these sections, doesn't it? These features. We get to get those
It took us at
creative
least
juices flowing.
5-10 minutes after finishing the last podcast.
Yeah.
As we're walking down the stairs, to get that excitement to decide what we were going to do.
Tell you what, we rehashed that one we did last year.
Correct. And we were almost there. And we thought instead of doing Premier League teams,
Yeah.
We'll do World Cup teams.
Yeah.
And we were all very pleased with ourselves.
Perfect. Great
Gear down the neck.
Great
straight
idea.
off home.
Yeah.
That's sorted.
Yeah.
Next thing I hear on the grapevine, some 2-bit tin pop podcast over in America.
Over in America.
Already done it.
Think just because they work for the NFL.
Between when we conceived the idea and when we, started our shit on air.
Yeah.
Someone's been there and done it.
Someone's jumped in and nicked our idea, Sam.
Them's the breaks.
So,
we'll do it better than they do, so.
Well,
exactly.
we will.
Not backwards.
Of course we will.
And in the words of the beautiful South, we will carry on regardless.
I thought you were going to say don't marry here.
Our credibility is not being called into question here because 12 months ago we did a very successful podcast with the same edict.
We did.
As far as I'm concerned, that shows that we thought of it first.
There you go, folks. So you go back a year, you'll listen to our Premier League teams as NFL franchises podcast. Patented that idea. We're bringing it back on this pod this
Let's
week.
go back to that to see what we said.
I know what you said. You said that I compared the Atlanta Falcons to Tottenham Hotspur, and I was like, why? Well, no one likes him, and I don't know why.
Well, come on, that content on your way, guys. So.
Great.
We'll have a little bit of fun with that later on. Before we get there, we've got a little bit of news to break to you. Well, you may well have heard this since we last spoke. The main piece of news that's come out is a story that sort of reared its ugly head. Initially, it goes back to a couple of years ago, so doesn't it? March 2016, I think. This report about James Winston.
2016. I think it was.
I think it goes. I think the incident dates back to,
wow,
to
really?
2016, I do believe. Groping a Uber driver in was it in New York?
No idea, mate.
No, where it was, but
I think it was Washington, wasn't it?
Washington.
He was with a Redskin, wasn't he? The guy in the car.
A fan of the Redskins.
No,
player.
the player.
Oh, a player for the Redskins.
I think so.
Well, as you can tell, we've done our research. The important thing is,
regardless of that,
a driver.
Groped a female Uber driver, and then it was reported. Now, interestingly, with this story, it hasn't been investigated by the police.
Well, they did preliminary things and thought, not taking any further. Well, why not? Don't know. It could be one of many things. Maybe not enough evidence. Maybe, Winston and the driver themselves kind of either apologised, came to some kind of financial restitution, something like that. Who knows? But yeah, they've not taken it any further. But as we well know, the NFL do not mind sticking their nose in. Well, quite often it's not wanted, do they?
Yeah, not like in Winston's case. Personally, Sam, I think good on him. Good on him for having a policy whereby even if the police say we're not taking this any further, they may want to do a little bit of investigation.
Yeah, they might have a different burden of proof as well, of course.
Yeah, they've got.
I mean, if this one you had police fair enough, but we've had it with what's his chops, Zeke Elliott. Where there's not enough for the court of law maybe, but there's enough.
There's enough for Rog.
Yeah, it's enough. Like a civil court.
Yeah,
it's a different level of proof again. So
no better example than O.J. Simpson, was it?
Yeah.
But I think it's fantastic. I think NFL they're going to delve into this dirt. Pick up the bonds. He thinks he's got off scot-free. No, he's wrong.
And 3-game ban. Well, that's it. 3-game ban. Has been.
I think somewhere between the two would be more appropriate.
Quarterback.
You think? Because
I think 3 games probably is it enough, and 3 years.
3 games.
Too much.
Well, let's look at it in comparison to some of the bans.
Well, where should we start? 4 games for Tom Brady for deflating footballs.
So
4 games for. So 1 game less than Tom Brady. 1 game less than Terrell Pryor for making some money at college when he's broke.
1 game less than initially Martavis Bryant was done for marijuana.
1 game less than Ray Farmer got for texting coaches on the sidelines during a football game.
Right.
Where
So for groping a cab driver, you're gonna get 1
less
game
than offence
less
than sending a text message.
than all those other things.
Smoking marijuana in Colorado.
Smoking marijuana in Colorado is completely legal.
Still get.
Wasn't it in Colorado?
No, but if it was, you still get 4 games, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
Yes, because the NFL's policy would override local government policy.
I think so. I think whether it's where it's legal, the NFL say that's just your basic.
I mean, we all live in a life where we think there's weird things, like where you have to be 18 to smoke or drink, but you're 16 to raise a child. And I think that's a bit perverse. I've got to be honest. Or you can't smoke a cigarette, but you're allowed to legally drive a vehicle at 70 miles an hour. I think that's perverse.
Yeah.
But this is ridiculous. This is a sporting franchise in an era where they should be clamping down and stuff like this. So like, it took them too long to clamp down on Ray Rice. Why are they still making the same mistake now?
Taking time on the Ray Rice thing, the prolonged affair that the Ezekiel Elliott thing was last season, Sam, and now this. Where do we stand with this?
Well, they probably did the right thing with Elliott. It was himself and the Cowboys that dragged that out into the farce it became.
Yeah, fair. Fair.
I think they obviously bought up on Ray Rice, and
it's my rice, mate.
And from there they've obviously felt, I think that stung them a bit, and they thought we're not going to get caught on this again. Because I think the NFL were damaged by that, and they did feel they know they got that wrong.
Yeah.
But what they need, and what I don't think they do have really, is just a clearly defined policy, I think. Because, like I was just saying with the drugs thing, whether it's recreational PEDs, it's a set. It's going to be four games, and it's going to be 12 games, is it? And then see how it works out. You just have to say, well, there's a certain level of misconduct where this category comes into, and that's going to be 6 games straight off, and after 3 games is soft. But there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason as to how they've come to
that figure.
Why have they got 3 games together, and where Zeke Elliott got 6? But possibly a worse crime, you can argue that.
Do you guys think that they have a certain level of evidence that they think the likelihood is more than not that this guy has done something here?
Yeah.
So we can't say for sure he has, so we're going to tweak it down a bit. Do you think they do that?
I think they have to because
to me,
because the amount of courts they'll go through, like you have to stand up in a civil court. What their level of proof would have to be that if the player comes back and says, "I've been treated unfairly here, I haven't done anything wrong," I can prove it. A civil court will find me innocent.
Which, as we saw with Zeke Elliott last year, wasn't it? He was going through the courts to challenge the NFL.
So basically a court of, I'm not sure exactly what it is in America, but basically a court of law would be beyond reasonable doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have to be very certain that they've done it to be convicted of the crime. Whereas
I understand the difference.
Whereas in a civil court, it's like 51% likelihood that would be enough to sway it.
All I'm asking is, if the NFL were more confident, for instance, I said that now that they say 60% confident that he's done it, so he gets a 3-big game ban. If he was 80% confident, do you think they'd give him more of a ban? That's what I'm asking. I want to know how they managed to set this limit, because nobody in their right mind is sitting there thinking it's a great idea, surely, to ban somebody less for groping a female cab driver than it is to ban somebody for texting sidelines during a game. Sure, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, they probably don't quite marry the different offences together. They'll have one as being a personal conduct issue, and one being a breaking the laws of the game issue. And they probably don't even think, these should also relate to each other in some way. I suspect, which is a ludicrous system. But I suspect the way it is. But in terms of how close they are, they'll just have to reach a level of certainty where they know their lawyers will say, you'll fight, you're on safe ground here, and then they can presumably deal out quite as big a game as they want to, but they all just felt this crime deserves 3, whereas Zeke Elliott's crime deserves 6, and in terms of did Peterson get a season?
Peterson got
for whacking a kid.
Whacking his kid with the branch.
I don't know if I'm not arguing that. I think the season's right for that.
No, but just in the scheme of things. That's why I don't know where the sliding scale comes in. It's very strange.
So maybe you're right. Maybe it should just be right. Conduct detrimental to the NFL, ridiculous at a certain level. Bang, this is the minimum, and then we'll decide if he wants adding on that based on mitigating factors and whatnot. It just feels a little bit like to me, Rob, Italian football fining the club's €500 when the fans are racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the token gesture.
You know what I mean? Absolute waste of time.
And I don't know where it's going, but does it not also leave open the chance for an appeal? Are we going to get the Zeke Elliott situation last season? Because if it hasn't been done this in a civil court, are we going to go down
I think
that
if
road?
James Winston was a better player, maybe.
Well, on that, Sam, I mean, this is not his first offence in this field. He's a hothead on the field. We've seen that. He's a very promising quarterback. He puts up numbers.
How long is
the leash now with Winston?
Well, the interesting thing is that on this I just randomly downloaded a podcast a few days ago to listen to, one of our old ones, and it was talking about when this incident first came to light. And I mentioned at the time that if he's found guilty of this based on the accusations he suffered whilst at Florida State, surely to God the Buccaneers don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to backing him, and they have to get rid of him. And then, after talking a bit further, I said, I'm not saying they will get rid of him. Right? As far as I'm concerned, the Gordon Strachan thing where the morals don't come into it and all that, they won't get rid of him. They can't get rid of him. Jason Light is tied to the hip with James Winston. If Winston goes down, Light goes down, Custer goes down, the whole team is starting from scratch again. That's the way it is. His leash is fine for this. He'll be back. No two ways about it. I don't think they'll even miss him. To be honest, they're such a hard start. I don't know if you've seen the schedule.
They have to play in the Saints, they play in the Eagles and the Steelers. Yeah.
We did one of those games anyway.
Zip 3, end of the season before it even begins?
No different. Even with Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It's in that division as we've already established. Do you reckon they might be looking at it there, say the next draft? Depending on where they land, or what quarterback's available in the second round.
Personally, I would take the opportunity to move on from him at the nearest convenient opportunity that would minimise drop-off.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's as good as they all thought he was anyway. I don't think he's quite hitting the heights that everyone hoped for. He's so inconsistent. I don't think he'll ever be top 10 quarterback. Do you?
I think you look at those numbers he put up last season.
Do you think he'll be a top 10 quarterback? That's what you expect from him. I'm taking it really.
It is. I think he's got the tools.
Do you?
I do. Don't think he's in his third year, is it?
It's his fourth year. He's going to his fourth year now.
Going to his fourth year. In your experience, should he have broken out to be doing more than he is doing right now if he's on the trajectory to become a top 10?
I don't think I've seen a quarterback who's more pro-ready than James Winston. When I was watching in college, I expected him to hit the ground running quicker than any other quarterback. And he is not. I don't think he has. That's my personal opinion.
Interesting season for him, more ways than one. As we'll stay in the courtroom, shall we say? And we've got our very own Judge Judy, as you know, he's our political but also our legal correspondent. Sam, basically the stuff that me and Sam don't want to research or talk about, we say to our Sam, get that on your phone. Robbie Anderson, his name has come up before. Why has it come up before, Sam?
Because he had a better season than you might expect with the Jets.
Yeah, he was the shining light for the Jets last year.
He was. He really broke through, didn't he, last season? Found a great connection with Josh.
One of the few people, to be fair.
He was. But he's been a naughty boy as well, hasn't he, son?
Oh yeah. Well, he's had all kinds of legal issues over the summer. Zay Jones and Raymond Foster, it's a shame about what Robbie Anderson's been going over to this off season. But like weapons charges, all kinds of things going on. But yeah, I don't know what he's. Basically, it's all finished now. He's got 6 months probation for his final misdemeanor, which was
It was driving related.
Driving related. And I do think he's in the clear now. So I think that's probably relief for the Jets, because I think they're really banking on Robbie Anderson to be that breakout, wide receiver, the lead of, especially with Terrell Pryor maybe coming in not quite healthy yet.
Yeah. He's cleared with the law now, isn't he? I don't know if the NFL.
Yeah, they might have something to say.
Well, they might want to go.
Well, based on
drugs related.
Well, yeah, based on what James was going, maybe like 10-minute ban or something. I don't know.
There was a big rumor about a 4-game ban coming for him.
Fuck's sake, 1 game more than James.
There we go. It may not come at all now. Anything else from a legal standpoint?
Well, he's turned his hand up, hasn't he? But they've just submitted charges and got the sort of slap on the wrists that you do in that situation.
You take. We've got a couple. We're not going to go too much into this. We know that as it's sort of OTAs taking place at the moment. We were saying roughly the NFL landscape right now. Mandatory training camp hasn't started just yet.
No, so I think some teams gearing up. It's different days, different teams. Not quite sure what it is because I really don't pay attention.
Yeah.
But we know that some people who want to make a statement about how much they're getting paid, or want to get out of town, they're going to not show up.
Yeah, and there's one in particular that stood out to us because I think it just sort of continues a narrative that has been building over the past 6 months to 9 months with the Seattle Seahawks. We remember, don't we, after there was a game last season and they'd been in Dallas, cut to the locker room, there's Earl Thomas, come and get me Cowboys kind of thing. We thought, is that just him being, a hot-headed Seahawk?
Texas boy.
Texas boy. it rumbles on, talk in the Dallas media about it, and he's holding outside. He's going into his final year as a Seahawk. They've already lost Richard Sherman. Cliff Abel's retired.
I think they want to keep him. I think he wants to stay now. I think they've got
Michael Bennett is gone. Sorry.
Well, that's the big names. The big names are moving on, but I think they like Earl Thomas. He's not the arsehole like the rest of them, is he? So, if they're trying to re-establish control of the locker room and a new culture, maybe I think Earl Thomas is probably the one guy that they want to keep around. I think they've got to a certain point now where we've gone through the draft, we've gone for free agency. Any reasonable opportunity to trade him for maximum value is gone. So they're expected to keep on the thing. And he thinks both of them sticking around and want a big contract. I'm one of, if not the best free safety in the NFL.
Yeah.
Give him my dues, and you know what? He's got no risk here. He doesn't show up for training camp. It's not going to affect his play on the field. He's got one more year. If they don't pay him what he wants, he can turn it down, and then he's a free agent in the end. There's no way they're paying him franchise tag money because they were umming and ahhing over him in the first place. So
interesting with the Seahawks, isn't it, Sam? If the old butterfly effect. If we were to go back in time 4 years, and at the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl, the ball's handed off to Marshall.
There's the right call there.
Regardless, whatever happens,
There's the right call.
if the Seahawks win that Super Bowl, are we seeing 4 years on the dismantling of this team? Do we think that actually we look at that as being a part of the great Seahawks team of that era? Was that in many ways the beginning of the end then?
Well, it's nice to write it that way, but I suspect you see other teams that win it and then still fall apart. We're talking on our Inside the Pockets the other day about the Chicago Bears.
Has that one been out yet? I don't think it's been out yet. That one, has it?
No, not been out yet,
but look, there's a sneak preview, folks, for next week. Great little tease by us, Sam.
little right smile there.
He's such a tease, isn't he? He's such a tease.
That 85 Bears team still fell apart after.
For reasons that you can listen and hear about.
Yeah, but winning doesn't necessarily keep a team together.
I'm with Sam. I think Sherman was still, been physically limited. He's less of a man than he was before in terms of on the football field. I think Michael Bennett would still move on. He's getting old now. They've got some trade value for him. Cam Chancellor's back would still be an issue. He may retire. I don't think that winning one call in the game would have changed the situation. Obviously, in terms of looking back at the dynasty in that era, more successful because now you look back and you think all that time they only won one Super Bowl, but they still won a Super Bowl. They got to another one. So
I just wondered if they'd have won that. They've gone back-to-back Super Bowls, making them one of the great teams in Super Bowl history. Just mentally, whether that. As the seasons have gone on,
sticks up on them, aren't you?
I just like creating narratives, Sam. Do you know this is the right
awful Seattle team and everyone paying.
I have nothing against
shots of bollock.
Yeah. I have nothing against Seattle, the city. Right. Okay. So we were flicking through news items, and Si says to me, "Oh, go on, it's us. We need to do this one." Well,
breaking news just before.
ESP. No. That's coming, Si. The
is it?
news is coming.
Yeah,
We've got to talk about the body. We've got to talk about Saquon Barkley's body.
Oh, right, that body.
We've got to talk about different
two bodies.
We've got two bodies to talk about.
ESPN.
Yeah, one of them is looking good. The other one not so much. We'll come to that one a bit later. But Saquon Barkley has posed. Well, you described it, Sam, as being a kind of classy, naked, nudie shoot for ESPN's body issue.
Nudie.
So yeah, not so much Sharon Stone, more I don't know. We're really struggling there to think of a classy.
A classier nude than Sharon Stone. Is that what we're thinking of?
Sharon Stone.
Well, yeah, it's like a Greek sculpture, wasn't he? To be fair.
It certainly looked like one.
The number one shirt in the NFL.
There it is.
Officially.
Ironic, because we're talking about a nude issue of ESPN's magazine.
Well, he ran out, spread to sell one off his back.
Yeah, that's how popular it is.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley.
But if you're interested, folks, checking out the man's
he looks damn good, doesn't he?
and arms and ass and everything else.
There's a picture of him.
Apart from female listeners, you shouldn't check it out because if you think that's an average man and you saw them mistaken.
Yeah, and also that's massively sexist. And stop objectifying men.
Well, there's a picture of him just holding himself up by the rafters. He looks like, I don't know what he's clinging onto it.
With his arms, his hands, we should point.
Yeah, so it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a monkey.
From behind. Well, it's just a straight back shot, but full length back shot.
You see his buttocks.
Just be careful talking about full length back shots. But
Goodness me. That's all I can say to it.
that's very true.
Chiseled.
Guns of steel. But we were more impressed, Si, were we not? Because it's not just Saquon Barkley, folks, in this. I believe my old mate Jerry Rice gets his kit off.
Yeah.
He does. But we were even more impressed with the shark, weren't we?
Oh, Greg.
Greg Norman. Look at that. There he is, just posing with his cat, with his famous hat, and he's got the putter there. Tell you what. How old's Greg Norman? He must be in his 60s.
I suspect. I think knocking 70. I'd imagine.
Older. Yeah. Tell you what, folks. Do Google that. Greg Norman, ESPN body of shit.
I've never looked as good as Greg Norman looks right there.
Well, I know on there. He's a golfer.
Oh yeah,
That's about.
Wow.
Is that the claret jug?
Impressive. No, it's a toy shark.
Oh.
Because he's the shark.
Great white shark.
The great white shark.
Whatever.
Fabulous. From one body to another, we are going to talk about news that has just broke. We probably can't say too much on this, folks.
Janoris Jenkins is a murderer.
Is allegedly, yeah. Of all the things that we could say, Si, that was right at the bottom of the list.
That was
in fact, it wasn't on the list. It
just
was top
spitballing
of the list of things we can't
What
say.
we can say about it is that a body has been found at his 6-bedroom mansion.
Where?
Probably
Let me read this.
Upstate New York, I imagine.
Let me
How do you imagine that?
Well, it's close to New York.
This from NBC Sports. I'll read out something.
Get handy here. Don't say anything else, Simon.
Yeah, whatever you do, please do not say anything else. We've got from NBC Sports. Quarterback Janoris Jenkins was not at his home in Fairlawn, New Jersey on Tuesday, but law enforcement officers were on the scene after a dead body was discovered in the basement. Assistant Bergen County Prosecutor Dennis Carlo confirmed that the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office Major Crimes Unit and the Fairlawn Police Department are investigating what happened, but did not offer any details about the cause of death or the identity of the deceased.
The only thing we know is that it's not the owner of the house.
Yep.
And they can't say any more on that because the next of kin
Has not been
identified.
All I'm saying is, when they said the basement, I got a dead suspicious. You know, if you're Janoris Jenkins and you have, in whatever way, taken another's life, and you know you put it in your house, where are you going to put it?
Well, I mean, Bannymore tried the pool.
Yeah, well, that's to say, you know, what else have we got?
Well, you could do the Brookside approach and
Back under the patio.
go on further, put it under the basement.
Yeah, in the drywall maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy
It's
did
sort of
that
a bit
in
wire-ish,
South Chicago place. He filled his house with it.
He did. And who was the fella who used to put it in the sewage and all that? Used to put it in the pipes and everything, and it stunk up the house.
Back there.
Yeah.
Your man I forget his name.
Yeah, your man from.
Christie.
John Christie. Come on, John Christie.
Wellington Place, yeah.
Wellington Place. Good drama, I'll tell you. You see it?
No.
Anyway.
Good drama, good film as well.
Now, it's a bit late to be giving Janoris Jenkins advice on what to do with the body, isn't it, really? Considering it's been
A
found.
little bit, but so we can't talk about it, and obviously.
Probably already said too much, to be
No,
fair.
We're not taking
never-
it seriously, and we're not making light of it, but also there's going to be some great true crime Netflix on this, isn't there?
Yeah.
I love my true crime
You
stuff.
do like your crime stuff, don't you?
Where was Eli Apple when it all happened? That's what I'm asking.
Called him out before, Sam. He's called him out before.
It's a bit of a mess, that secondary. They're not best mates. I could see, you know,
Oh, go on.
the cogs are turning. How can I stitch Janoris Jenkins up here? That's all I'm saying.
I'd say stuff like this fascinates me. Like imagine the phone. He's going to have a phone call, either just from the police straight away or from like a friend or
The gardener or whatever.
Yeah.
Where
JJ.
there's been a body being found in the basement. Now either you know exactly what this is and you have to think, how am I going to hide this? What am I going to do about it? Or this is like a real big shot of news to you. And either way, imagine that phone call.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it? Oh.
Good stuff.
Quick question, mate.
All about this.
Is that you, JJ?
Do you know what they should do?
question.
Is what they did with your man, Mick Philpott.
Who?
So Mick Philpott,
Heard
the fella who burned down his own house for insurance and ended up killing his kids and his mistress.
It's horrible.
So they had real suspicions that the police thought something wrong with this fella. Get them in front of the cameras, get them in a press conference and interview them about it. And they often say that the police use that as a strategy
They
because
did
they
that
can
with
see
the,
them faking the tears, faking.
What was her name? The road rage killer as well. Remember that?
The road rage killer.
She wasn't a road rage killer. She killed her
Yeah.
boyfriend.
This
and said it was
is
a road.
not the way I thought this podcast was going
So
to
it was a
go.
road rage. So it was a road rage incident. That's quite a famous one where the police like
Yeah.
put up on
We'll put her up and
put up the press and doing all this fake tears. And
that's
that.
it.
So are you saying get Generous in front of the camera, Swift?
Well, that's if we're
ideally.
accusing him of doing anything which the police aren't right
I'm
now.
not accusing him.
Yeah, no,
I'm saying
exactly.
it's his house.
I just want. I'd say again
Don't know about you two. I know exactly what goes on in my household.
dealing with the sensitive issue and all that. I just want to sort of skip to the end and be watching true crime.
You just want to watch documentary, don't you?
Or whatever. So yeah, it's really entertaining.
In light of this news, lads, are we still picking the Giants for the playoffs? That's my question.
Of course, it's a tradition.
Right.
Also, I don't know if he's a good player or not, so maybe will it affect the team?
Jack Rabbit.
That's all that code to me.
There you go. Right, folks, it is time for our feature this week. NFL franchises as World Cup teams.
That was worse.
What?
Oh, you went from franchise to franchises.
Yeah.
Got-
Plural of franchise.
Well, do you want me to say franchise?
No, just franchises rather than franchises.
Franchises.
Proper separated that out. You made it sound like a really
Did
weird
it?
word there.
Well, no, you sound like an arsehole for picking anything.
No,
So the only one who doesn't sound like an arsehole is me.
Sam,
No.
all I'm going to say is
Oh,
most
okay.
people can make out what I'm saying. Right, NFL franchises as World Cup nations.
Who's starting?
It's warming here, folks. Sam's getting
I reckon we go around
on,
the room, but if we hit a team that we've thought differently on,
Yeah.
we'll jump in there.
Basically, all I'm going to say now, I've got 8 teams to go at. I went through the 8 groups.
Well, then I think Wardy should go first because he's got 11 and I've got 7. We'll go this way. Clockwise. Job done.
Yeah, I did do some of mine when I was quite drunk, so I don't know whether my notes will make sense on air. Okay, I'll start us off. Right at the top, I think possibly we've all got this. I'd be surprised if we don't all have the same one down here. But as for an unstoppable machine for whom the wheels have come off a little bit of late, I have gone for Germany as the New England Patriots.
Yeah, big time.
Write it down. It's happening.
There you go, folks.
Don't write off the Germans.
Yeah.
Don't write off the New England fucking Patriots. Also, the interesting about these two teams, completely unlikable.
Yes, also.
You love the Germans.
I love the Germans.
I don't think the Germans are unlikable anymore. I think maybe back in the day they were.
Well, the 2 times watching down the pub this World Cup would suggest they are unlikable.
yeah.
I really enjoyed their last minute winning though, to be fair. Really enjoyed that.
Not to go into the bricklayers' homes, Sam. Any pub with that many St George's crosses outside, it's not a safe place.
I really wanted to go with the Alabama Crimson Tide for Germany. It's just the same, evil is everywhere, isn't it?
Fair enough.
NFL teams.
No, that's
do we
right.
all have that, by the way? Germany is the.
We did, yeah.
Also, that last minute, that free kick's not unlike what we were just talking about there with the interception on.
Yeah, correct.
Pulling it out of the
And I want to throw one more thing out. There seems to be something a little bit sinister about both head coaches.
You give it. Yeah, well, the
He could be a James Bond baddie.
Yeah, he couldn't
There's
he?
nobody more sinister than Belichick, is there?
No, that's
Jogi
true.
is a pervert.
He's a
Yeah,
pervert. Why
is he?
Again,
Are
allegedly.
you saying he looks like one?
He looks like one, and when there's lots of footage of him on the sidelines, just scratching, sweaty parts of his body.
I mean, that doesn't make him a pervert, does it? That makes him someone who.
It makes him. It makes him a person of interest.
If he was
certain police operations.
If he was scratching a part of his body and making someone else sniff it, that would make him a pervert, surely. But I don't think. Can you not scratch and
Who's
sniff?
got a pen? I want a bit of a big tick in the Germany New England Patriots thing before.
There we go.
This podcast.
Would you let us know
very
if you
accusatory.
think you can scratch and sniff and not be called a pervert, listeners? Do let us know.
This is going to be the greatest podcast we've ever done.
Not when you've got like 2 or 3 TV cameras.
Okay,
on
so
you,
the chance someone will
like,
see you do it. So
Yeah.
it's a bit exhibitionist, maybe, you're saying?
Yeah, like 80,000 people got half an hour on you. Anyway, there we go.
Well, of course, he's a Bond villain. Belichick is the Emperor from Star Wars.
This is what I mean. There's more than just the
it's all
obvious.
going on. Yeah.
Sam, who's Germany's Brady?
Germany's Brady would
Closer,
be...
Still there all the time.
Close, Miroslav Klose,
Keeps doing the job.
Warm until this tournament.
Muller.
Oh,
Good question. Who is Germany's
I
Brady?
think it's closer. Even
Closer.
He was still knocking him at 40, wasn't he? Who was he last?
Yeah, he was. In fairness, he's the record goal scorer of the World Cup, and he's the goat. He's the goat of World Cup strikers, you might say.
Yeah, you would say if you're just taking it on purely on World Cup stats, you would say he was the greatest of all time. But if you actually watch the game, you say no, obviously not.
No,
again, you're saying with Brady.
It's a lot of coaching, isn't it, Sam? That's it. Yeah. Go on then. We like that one. Germany is the Pats.
Sam, give us a left wing one.
Well, actually, I think you'll like it straight away. It's a bit, actually, being a bit controversial. Starting with the host nation, Russia.
Okay.
Here we go.
Have I got them?
I've got them down as Baltimore Ravens.
Go on.
Well, because they're both doped up, aren't they? Big time. Russia, we all know about. FIFA fudged it, so we don't have to expose them until after the World Cup. That'll come to light. Baltimore leading the league with 13 PED suspensions since 2010.
Ray Lewis coming back a little bit too quick for Sam's liking.
Exactly, that one on top of it.
Now, is the only problem I've got is that I don't believe John Harbaugh to be a murderous despot. But I mean, he's you cross John Harbaugh. He's an
I would argue that the Baltimore this 13 since 2010 that is not city sponsored. You know, that's a metropolitan. That's come from the metropolitan borough.
You reckon? You've been watching The Wire, have you, recently? Yeah.
Big time.
I quite like that one.
It infiltrates the whole city, the locker room. I think it's everywhere, do you?
You know what?
There's a corner in the locker room, is there?
You know what I feel about Baltimore? You know what I feel about the Russian regime? Sign me up.
I didn't bother doing one for Baltimore or Russia, so...
There we go.
You can argue with that, I think you can argue.
In you go.
I'll start with... let's start at home. England, shall we?
England, so I've got an England one.
Yeah, we said, you've all got an England one, and if it's not the Chicago Bears, you're wrong.
Oh, I'm not got an England one. Okay, here we go.
Classic historical teams. Have inevitably let down the fan base more than they've pleased them. Both one-time world champions. Last decade's not been kind to either of them.
Yeah.
But, having said that, green shoots, as you like to say, things like to look forward to both sides. Radical makeovers in terms of coaches, personnel, and ethos. Gone on the dour old school outlooks of John Fox and Mike Hodgson and Capello and Allardyce and all that bollocks. In comes a new dawn in Matt Nagy and Southgate. Much younger across the board. Talented yet still improving defence. And some similarities in the promise and firepower of Harry Kane and Mitch Trubisky.
Does Matt Nagy look as good in a waistcoat as Gareth Southgate?
Well, I don't...
Will he even wear a waistcoat?
I'll send him a tweet, we'll find out.
Yeah. I like it.
They might do.
I like it. That's a good one, son. I like it. Yeah, 85 Bears, 66 England. Then historically, they were the dominant, the big team back in the day.
Well, not dissimilar ones. I've got England Buffalo Bills.
Oh, go on.
Perennial underachievers, but at least they can still enjoy the former glories. They've got that trophy in the camp.
So I've got Buffalo somebody else now. I'm going to allude to this comment that you made out there.
I do always, just as we get new listeners all the time, I do need to inform on that joke. Famously, once upon a time, I don't know what we were doing, but Sam...
I think it might have been the Premier League.
Might have been the Premier League comparison, might have been the Bills Liverpool or something. But Sam thought that the Bills had won
4 Super Bowls rather than lost them all in a row.
I thought they had a proper dynasty, but apparently not.
They had just...
I consider that a
dynasty. Yeah,
it's not a
dynasty.
It's not a dynasty if you're not winning.
You went for that. Well, what I went down for, I was thinking about maybe a natural pessimist as an Englishman, but I was looking at the when it all falls apart for England.
Yeah.
And when does that normally happen, Sam? It normally happens
quarterfinals on penalties.
On penalties, doesn't it? So when you have a ball sort of on the spot, not moving, you run up, you kick it, and you should put it into the desired destination. The goal in this case. But England always lose it when it comes to that. So England are the LA Chargers, because when it comes to a field goal, you can guarantee the Chargers will lose. There you go. Throwing that one in there.
Well, like we did, you're both very glib about it.
I'm very glib. I'm very
reasonable.
Very proud of that one. Purely because it was a dig at you.
Yeah,
I don't have anyone.
I couldn't squeeze out of your teams into this, which really annoyed me.
I don't think I've got anyone down for the Bears.
I've got someone down for the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, hang on. How are we gonna do this? Are we gonna
Just do it as you want.
Yeah. Go on then.
Buffalo Bills. I've got this comparison really rests on only one ideal.
I've got a Bills one. Wrong.
That Lionel Messi is the current Jim Kelly of the football world.
Okay.
Right, because as Messi's one of the greatest players ever to grace the game, Kelly's pretty much held in similar regard amongst quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He inducted to the Hall of Fame in 2002. He suffered the heartbreak of 4 Super Bowl losses with the Bills and no victories. Unless you've got Sam, of course.
Yeah.
Similarly, Messi has reached 4 big international finals and lost them all.
Yeah.
3 Copas, 1 World Cup. Despite failing to get the job done, both obviously revered, lovingly by their fan base.
Yep.
I think that's nailed on.
Nice one.
I obviously ignore the fact that they won it in '86, but
Yeah. Who did you have for the Bills?
Bills out of England.
You were in England for the Bills.
I was team for someone else, but do your Bills?
I had Bills. Well, for me, it was a slash. It was the Bills or the Vikings, and I had it down as being the Netherlands. Dutch have most final appearances without a World Cup win with 3.
like it.
The Vikings and the Bills have the most Super Bowl appearances on 4 without a win.
Didn't know the Vikings were that high up. I thought they had 3. Oh,
Yeah,
I like that little touch, mate. That's a nice
just throw that one out there.
Well, I had the RGs.
Oh,
Yeah.
go on, don't cry for me.
Well,
Or do.
well, they scraped it through, didn't they?
Well,
in the end?
yeah.
Fair play to them.
We're crying for different reason tonight.
I had them up against the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
2 teams here that are lucky enough to be graced with the GOAT. They both got in there. Your Messi, your Rodgers. But, it's not enough. They don't got enough else there in the teams to win stuff if they're not on song.
Okay.
So that's mine. If they both got that superstar, great GOAT.
Now,
Carry them through. But if he's not carrying them through, they're in real trouble.
I tell you what, mate, I couldn't have written it better apart from one word. I changed Argentina for a team with the actual goal, which is Portugal. So both teams, again,
debate.
arguably the best player of the game right now. Ronaldo, Portugal, Rodgers. Stats wise, they're both ridiculous, just like Messi, I suppose. So fair point.
Yeah.
And again, neither of those international teams are doing anything without the star man.
I like it.
But the only difference, of course, is that here's the point where you say that Portugal won the European Championships with Ronaldo on the sidelines. He did drag them there, and he does have one championship, if you're including Europeans, alongside Rodgers, who has 1 Super Bowl win.
Messi and Rodgers both have the same beard.
Does Rodgers have a beard at the moment?
Ronaldo has a different beard, and
Do you know when he had that Brokeback Mountain moustache?
Yeah, I don't remember Ronaldo any facial hair.
So we're talking about Messi here. Or?
No, Rodgers. Yeah, he was going for that little.
Awesome. And also, Rodgers seems sort of like a reasonably decent human being, doesn't he? And Messi seems like a reasonably decent human being, and Ronaldo.
You want to drop a C-bomb, you don't you?
Ronaldo's a very good footballer.
Yeah. I mean, Messi paying his taxes would make him a much more decent human being.
Same with Ronaldo.
Same with Ronaldo.
18 million euro, wasn't it?
Rodgers hasn't spoken to his brother for donkey's years.
Well, his brother might be an arsehole.
True.
I'm
just saying.
Rodgers might be an arsehole.
Well, one of them is clearly.
Another point in my head. I like it though. Have you got anything for Green Bay Packers, mate?
I've got something for. Oh, hang on. I've got something for Argentina, Portugal. Do you want me to do the Packers?
Just do them all free, mate.
I'll
Go on,
come
round.
I've got the Packers as Brazil, the flashy team that everyone loves but who can't defend.
Yellow and green.
Brazil were dominant in the late 50s, 60s, early 70s, yellow and green. And then Brazil had a 90s and noughties resurgence. Packers dominant pretty much from the NFL's foundation until the 70s, with a resurgence under Favre, mid-90s, and Rodgers in the last decade, roughly. There's a sense of spectacle around.
So we're not going to agree on the Green Bay Packers. I think that's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you should hit us with another one then. Go on, take us to Portugal or Argentina,
Go on.
mate.
So what have I got down? I'll do Argentina, as we just touched on them. I actually had Argentina down as the Raiders, kind of brilliant, iconic, but haven't won anything in donkey's years and have a sort of sense of chaos and notoriety that follows them. Also, Argentina's...
Some guy looking over them, affecting everything.
Yeah, Argentina's ultimate icon is a complete nutter, as are most of the
I bet Al
greats.
Davis has definitely thrown a pair of middle fingers up to somebody from the stands.
What performance that was from the stands tonight.
Did you see him getting carried out as well?
Was he carried out?
Yeah, he was absolutely wasted.
Yeah.
He got carried out.
Yeah.
Well, he was falling asleep at half time. I think he had another pick me up.
Yes. Yeah. You mean a coffee? Yeah.
Got a coffee with a lot of splendour in it.
A lot of splendour.
In fact, just the splendour.
Just the splendour. Just
lined
directly up next to the cup.
Directly through the nose for some reason.
Yeah. Best way to take caffeine, I've heard, Sam. Yeah.
Well, good luck to him. You know, he's won a World Cup. He's the greatest player who's ever lived. Let him do what he wants.
He just don't give a shit, does he?
You know,
we've talked about that with Al Davis.
You know, we can gloss over cocaine use and shooting journalists.
Yeah.
He's scored the best World Cup goal ever.
He did. And you had talked about Portugal. I'll throw it out there. I've got Portugal down as the Eagles. Talented teams over the decades that have ultimately disappointed.
Recently got
And then, in the most unlikely of circumstances, think of the Portuguese team, France Euro 2016, in the final, starman Ronaldo goes out injured. The Eagles, Super Bowl versus the Patriots, starman Wentz had gone out injured in the lead up to it. They finally got it done in those unlikely circumstances.
Like it. Do you like that one? Fair point. Fair play. Well done. Sam, give us another one, man.
What I'll go with, before I got left, I'll do the one big name, football-wise, soccer-wise.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Because I've got three little minnows in a kind of a way. France.
France, right.
Le Blues.
Le Bleu.
Got them down as the Steelers.
Me too.
Both stacked with talented superstars.
Yeah.
But let's be honest about it, they're not winning out, are they?
Yeah.
Going nowhere this year, really.
I've got, when they flash, but they can equally go missing in as many games. You always feel they should be better than they are, than they should have won more titles in recent years than they have.
Didn't bother with them too.
No.
But I like it. I couldn't argue. Who's going to win, Argentina or France?
I think Argentina are going to do that.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
I'd
really like that.
Surprised, yeah. You just don't know if France could play for 20 minutes and blow them away 3-0. You know what I mean? And then you just don't know.
I've only got 3 left, right? None of them are really serious. The first one,
that one, Sam.
Scotland. They're the Cincinnati
Scotland.
Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals, without doubt. Scotland have been to the World Cup 8 times. Right, 19s, all the 90s. 54, 58, 74, 78, 82, 86, 19, 98.
Yeah.
Okay. Not once have they progressed further than the first round or group stage. Not once. Obviously, that's the record.
They've never made the knockout stages.
They've never progressed further than the first round, so maybe back in '54 there wasn't a group stage. I don't know. Similarly, the Bengals hold the record for the longest playoff losing streak. It's 27 years, but it's also 8 times they've been there and never won a game. So very similar. You know, so basically both a wank with similarities bordering on a bit creepy. Really.
And it's a shame Gordon Strachan's gone because the Bengals have got their red rifle and Scotland had their red rifle.
Yeah, I don't know if Bengals accused seemed to be too short or whatever to compete.
Do you remember that?
Is
that what he said? Yeah.
It was a reasonable point.
Well, Strachan's point that the Scots are too small as a race to compete in.
Well, saying as a race was wrong, but in terms of teams, you might have had a point in the same way that Peru struggled a little bit against Denmark.
Yeah.
With set pieces.
I'll try something that to the Spain team in the World Cup in 2010. Would be my comeback on that.
Well, get him down here and I will.
As you were, Sal, as you were.
I've got 2 left, but I'm
I like that one.
It's your turn, technically.
Is it my
I don't think either of you two have got a Scotland or a Bengals.
I've gone back to Seattle. I've gone back to the Seahawks. I've got the Seahawks down as Spain did nothing for years and then peaked gloriously. Will go down in history for what they did in that short period of time.
And now it's all kicking off.
But a sense of turmoil has brought them down.
The turmoil in the Spain side?
Manager stepping down 2 days before the tournament.
Big egos clashing, we hear that all the time.
They seem quite together as a team.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, behind the scenes, perhaps the actual notes.
Just for this fucking narrative, mate. Give me
in Rob's head, perhaps more than the actual.
Let him go. It's alright.
Come on, dickhead.
He works very hard to be difficult, doesn't he? So let's not take it off.
Well, this is another podcast special for us in Poland.
Yeah?
Yeah.
New York Giants.
Racist.
Okay.
If you listen to a few, perfectly well respected pundits at the start of this tournament, you'd have an eye on Poland for a little dark horse position all the way, maybe, we don't know. Top 10 ranked team, star goal scorer, Lewandowski scored 16 in 10 in qualifying.
Yeah.
Could go a long way. Turns out, they're garbage.
Yeah. Rubbish.
And
what's going on?
And I've linked them with the Giants for some reason, I'm not sure why.
Well,
very strange, isn't it?
Well, I've done a bit about the Giants, but my last 2 are historical, so...
Yeah.
And obviously this was a World Cup thing, but I consider Euros and World Cups pretty much equivalent.
They're not.
Why not? What do you prefer?
The World Cup by mine.
Okay. Do you think Euros are exciting.
Euros are all
Similar
right.
deal, 2 years. You know, it's not. You got to get excited about those.
You don't get excited about it. It's not got the magic of a World Cup by any stretch.
I won't say it's got the magic, but you got the excitement. I'd say. Anyway,
It's football this summer. It'll do for them.
I went this in a dour fashion. I was in a bit of a bad mood and worked hard yesterday. I was trying to find the worst national team ever to win a tournament.
Ever to win a tournament?
Ever to win a serious tournament.
Yeah, okay.
Obviously for me,
Greece,
this is Greece of 2004.
Yeah.
Okay, they were awful. They somehow got out of a group that included
Okay.
Portugal and Spain. They finished second on 4 points.
They did.
And they went through on goals scored.
Yeah.
Then they went through all 3 knockout games, winning 1-0, 2
Yeah.
of them after extra time.
France and the Czechs, was it? I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, they took on the trophy. Obviously, beat Portugal in the final.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Proper Allardyce it. Although in fairness, I had a lot of time for them to beat Portugal in the final.
I did too, and obviously I thought it was fucking amazing because you know I like that shit. I thought they shithoused it all the way through, and to be fair, you got to give them a bit.
And you respect the shit house.
I do.
You
Stoke.
know, like,
I don't care what anyone says. Stoke stuck it
Yeah.
to Premier League teams for a decade, and I like that. I like that. Big teams swanning out. We'll play this kind of football. No.
Would you see a lot of yourself in them side? Is that what it is?
Well, maybe I don't know. I'm not getting into that. I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it got me thinking. Who's the worst team ever to win a Super Bowl?
Oh, good
And if
question.
Do you even think about saying
Good question.
No,
Good
it's
question.
not. It's not. After careful research, I'm pleased to announce it was one in our era of watching it.
Okay.
The 2011 New York Giants.
Yeah.
Finished with a record
Yeah.
of 9-7.
Yeah.
They not only made the playoffs with 9-7, they won the fucking division with 9-7.
Yeah.
Right, so
Yeah.
that's shite already. They finished 9-7, but they lost to the Red Hot Redskins twice that year.
There you
They
go.
might have been made. It's not.
So they
They were
made
5-11.
Yeah, so
And-
you're
and so they
saying
got
that
two
I
of
just
their
constantly
wins.
hate Washington. I just take that comparison with.
All I'm
Red
saying
Hot
is that
when-
Washington Redskins are 5-11, and 2 of those 5 came against the
That's right.
Giants who won the Super Bowl.
So 2 games in a row might have been against Washington
that's fine.
on a red hot
That's
streak.
fine.
Anyway, they scraped through. Much like Greece relied on defence to the
Yeah.
Falcons,
Yeah.
I think the Packers in the snow, do you
Packers,
remember?
Packers.
Again against Brett Favre, and the 49ers with Alex Smith
Yeah.
on his rise.
Yeah.
And again, it was like
49ers.
perversely beautiful to see like Greece upset the odds. Same thing with the Giants, especially in the Super Bowl against the undefeated Patriots.
And there was
It was
another
delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
You know, definite comparison there, surely.
Brady being famous image of Brady slumped or something.
Yeah, something. Yeah, blah blah blah.
Excellent. I like that one. I like that one a lot. What have I got? Have you got any more?
I got 2 left.
I've got 2 left.
Oh, this is perfect. I've only got 1 left. So
Yeah.
I'll go last.
Okay. Have you got anyone got Italy?
No, I didn't bother.
No, they're not in the World Cup, mate. So I didn't bother with it.
Right. Okay.
Well, you're
Just
gonna,
as
you're gonna have issues with my last one then.
Just as Scotland were, yeah.
Oh, Greece.
Oh,
Well,
Greece.
Yeah, I didn't pick Scotland over
Do you
Greece
not really
either.
have to?
I went. I've told you. I went. through
Fifth one time ever, he stuck to the script.
Oh, I'm having this.
I went
Me
through
and you, detail.
I went through
detail
the 8
from-
groups. Picked a team out of each group.
I do believe that you
Fair.
mentioned something about going back in history on teams.
You were the one. You were the one who said.
I said it was fine, because I thought we might have to.
Yeah.
Turns out I didn't have to.
Wow, there you go.
Oh, bully for fucking you, mate.
Thanks.
What do you need to? Tell me one.
I've got Italy as the Dallas Cowboys. You might ask, well, Italy aren't there, are they? Well, neither are the Cowboys anymore, are they? Giants of football's past who have always garnered media attention, but they have become irrelevant today. I also had a sneaky one for the Uruguay's, the Cleveland Browns. Massive team from 50 years ago. Nothing since. I've got one more, which I'll... Yeah. You are?
So the Browns aren't quite as filthy as Uruguay. I like that about Uruguay though. I'm ashamed about it.
The baddies, the city, yeah. I like the manager with his crutch as well. Kind of adds to the, the image.
Going back to Halifax Town, one time at this was when it was at Halifax Town FC, so a few years.
Somebody's
referee.
Uruguay.
The referee on his way into the tunnel got smacked over the head with a crutch. He had a bad game, and one of the fans wanted to let him know.
Fair.
Going down to all lean over, whack.
yeah.
So Italy are. What team is
I
it?
had the Cowboys for
Dallas
Italy.
Cowboys, sorry.
Right, yeah, no,
Cowboys for Italy.
so neither of these. I've got two little minnows really now. So
Okay, yeah, go on.
Three,
Give us one.
Yeah, I've
I got
them.
Iran. I got them down as the Jaguars.
Okay.
Jacksonville.
Okay.
And that, they're both got very good organised defences. They're lacking that offensive spark.
Yeah, nice.
There's no striker for Iran and there's no quarterback. Jacksonville, basically, can take them a long way in theory.
In theory.
Boring to watch.
Yeah, fair.
Although when I started writing that down, I didn't realise that Jaguars did some really nice trick plays last year. Well, not actually that boring, but still.
Yeah.
Narratives and all that.
But still.
What narratives?
I really went on a limb this one because I really wanted to put this team in here.
Yeah.
So I had to really work hard to fit in.
Go on.
But let me take you back to Saipan, 2002.
Okay, here we go.
Right, Mick, you're a liar. You're a fucking wanker. I didn't rate you as a player, I didn't rate you as a manager, and I don't rate you as a person. You're a fucking wanker and you can stick your World Cup up your arse. The only reason I have any dealings with you is that somehow you're the manager of my country. You can stick it up your bollocks.
Roy Keane.
Ireland's best player, Roy Keane, obviously suspended. He's sent home from the
Yeah,
World
best
Cup by
player.
McCarthy for this tirade. Well, it was better for him at 2002.
Oh, 2002, yes.
Anyway, Flash. I just had to put that. I couldn't. It took me fucking forever to find a team that I could remark.
Just so you get that
In any
team
modicum,
Yeah.
in any modicum, kind of put that in. Philadelphia 2005. Bad blood between Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb and superstar receiver Terrell Owens. He reached his fever pitch after defeat to the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Terrell Owens was asked in an interview after game what he thought the problem with the team was, and he replied, "The team would be undefeated if we had a better quarterback."
The McNabb. Okay.
The guy interviewing him said, "What, someone like Brett Favre?" He went, "Well, that's a good assessment. I would agree with that. I just feel like we'd be in a better situation." Slightly more eloquent, obviously, than Keane, but the result was the same. Terrell Owens was suspended for the final 5 games of the season and released in the off-season. So to my like both teams were shite, basically. Both teams had a superstar, wasn't happy about it, and both teams binned them off to retain control of the dressing room at the expense of success.
Fair enough.
Eagles finished 6-10 that season, I think. And Ireland won just 1 game against
Well,
Saudi
he looked at me
Arabia.
when you just said 6-10 thing, and he looked at me for reassurance. I don't know why he did that.
I can't always look at Bob, can I?
Yes, it was 6-10 that year for the Eagles.
Okay.
6-10 for the Eagles. Ireland made
They qualified, but they only won 1 game against Saudi Arabia.
Wasn't there a famous Robbie Keane last-minute equaliser against Germany in that
Might be
on the
offside,
group
I'm not
stage?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, from was.
Just look to Sam for that.
Yeah. Go on, Sam.
Last one, round it off. Everyone, in a nice way, I think, for ourselves. Costa Rica.
Yeah. Go on.
Got them down, Tennessee Titans.
Nice.
If you're asked to write down all 32 teams at this World Cup, and then you're asked to write down all 32 teams in the NFL, these are the 2 you'd most likely forget.
Yeah.
The pointless answers, aren't they, basically?
I was going to say,
fair.
that is the best analogy.
That's fair. Can't argue with
all
that.
night. Well done.
There he goes. There he goes. Yeah, and I'll just cap it off here. Just a one-liner for me. I've got Saudi Arabia as the Houston Texans, oil-rich regions that hate the gays. Okay.
Brilliant.
Call it
Fantastic. Up your arse, Bob McNair. Fucking brilliant.
Very
What a
much
great podcast.
Fabulous. Right, we will be back next week with another of our Inside the Pockets. Do let us know what you think of them, folks, and if you've got any suggestions for topics that you'd like to hear a bit more about, we can do some research.
We're giving a tease. What we're whacking out next week.
We've got Inside the Pocket next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks with our news and feature podcast.
We've got a choice between Midnight Flips.
Yeah, we do that
Next
next
week,
podcast.
Yeah, choice of 2. We move, so the next podcast I imagine will be Moonlight Flits, Teams Move in Town, which will be
And I've already mentioned.
You've already mentioned another Inside the Pocket that might be coming up in
We're
some
stacking them up,
point
guys.
in the future.
Stacking them up, we're entertaining you.
We're stacking them up for the off season.
More podcasts and a box of shorts.
On the way, do let us know what you think and let us know if you've got
It'll
any
be September before we know it. We don't have too many.
any suggestions
Sorry.
for us. No, you're okay. You're okay. I'm just me and the listener right now. You talk amongst yourselves.
We fucking will be.
We are once again brought to you by Royal Flush Designs. Enjoying the World Cup? Get yourself a World Cup themed T-shirt. Anything, any image you've seen from this World Cup, you go, that's an iconic image. I'd love a T-shirt with that. What can we think, boys? What?
Maradona.
Yeah, Maradona. Get the Maradona tee, yeah. Right to our Johnny at
Any
Royal Flush
stats on
Designs.
how many T-shirts of ourselves we sold? Nice round figure.
Yeah, nice. An even number. Yeah. So we'll work on that. You can buy, if you go on the website, royalflushdesigns.com, you can buy collapsing pocket T-shirts as well, which we are going to have to get, aren't we, and wear on these podcasts.
I want an inside the pocket one personally.
You want to get the inside the pocket ones done as well. Fabulous.
He's like the nicest rebel you've ever known.
Absolutely. carry on enjoying the World Cup, folks. Yeah, and keep your eye on what's happening in the NFL. It's not a lot, but there's some nice lists they do on NFL.com this time of year. It might keep you interested.
Yeah, it might not be. Well, too much football, but
yeah,
goodness me, bodies in basements galore. So
yeah,
don't get that Premier League, do you?
Not in my era, I don't think. Bodies in basement.
Bodies.
Right, don't we, a minute?
Yeah,
Keep an eye.
yeah. Premier League football as
That's what we should do.
Suspects.
That's what we should do next time. So compare Premier League football, Premier League teams and NFL teams. Which Premier League footballers and which NFL players might most compare up with
Aaron Hernandez.
Famous serial killers.
Famous serial killers, yeah.
Okay.
Who is the NFL's Ted Bundy?
Strangler.
Wow.
Okay, and on that note, folks.
Some kind of macabre podcast.
There we go. I think that one on. Sam Aykroyd, you've been in good form this evening, despite.
Yeah, I'm going to dry off now, guys.
Yeah.
No, he's swallowed all the aircon that's in this
It
building.
literally has. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
his. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, Sam says goodbye for now.
Yeah, good night, yeah.
Simon says goodbye for
Cheers,
now,
guys,
and
thank you.
I say goodbye for now. Thanks very much for listening, folks. We will be back very, very soon. This pocket has well and truly collapsed.
It was ever stood up.
I'm not sure it was ever stable, to be honest, but there you go. Ta-ra, folks.
Please don't sue us.
Good one. Good one.
Yeah!
Fun
I
one.
enjoyed that one.
Fun.
I like that because it's when we've got absolutely nothing to talk about.
But actually,
Very
all
free.
right. We're quite free and.
How long
yeah.
was it?
About an hour. So actually, we managed to make an hour.
Oh, bang on.
Yeah.
I set my shoes off because it was fucking
Fair. Yeah, so I guess if we meet next week, we can record another couple of Inside the Pockets.
And that was almost.
And then we've got, because we'll release one Inside the Pocket next week. We'll do, obviously this one's this week's one, next week's
So the
one.
next 2 weeks we'll be podcasting. We'll be doing 2 Inside the Pockets next week and then a regular one next
2
week.
weeks tonight.
And then I'll
or
have
whatever,
3 in
a
the bank
regular
then,
one.
won't I?
And then we'll have 3 in the bank. Yeah.
And we'll keep doing it that way.
Yeah,
until-
because
until
obviously
you
I'm
fuck off.
away in August.
Yeah, until you fuck off.
And
keep
if
doing
any
it.
of us want to have a weekend, have a night off for 2 of the Inside the Pockets, we can do, because we only, you know.
Well, that's it, yeah. I mean, to be honest,
Essentially,
we are making things up to talk about right now.
Yeah. Fab. Oh, hang on, we're still on here.
That tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I'm not editing that one bit.